and welcome to Ewe Sew You. My name's Zoe and this is my channel all about the crafty bits and pieces I get up to. I knit, I sew, I spin on a spindle, I dabble in weaving from time to time, and anything else that takes my crafty fancy. But today we're talking about the things I've been working on in May, so grab a brew, put your feet up and let's get started. So welcome back to any returning viewers, and to any new viewers a very warm welcome to you. As I mentioned at the opening to the video, we're looking at what I've been working on in May today. Now, normally I would start with a what I'm wearing segment, but it's all ready to wear today, so let's jump straight to finished objects. And we'll start with this lovely lady here. This is the Georgie dress, which is a Mary Quant design. The pattern's been drafted by Alice & Co, and it's a freely available pattern on the Victoria and Albert Museum website. They've got two Mary Quant dresses on the V&A website. The typical sort of A-line one that you think of when you think of the 60s and Mary Quant mini skirts and everything. And then they have this one, which is a bit more of a complicated pattern. I did do a couple of videos on twiling this up and making it up, if you want to come and commiserate with my process. It did involve a Mobius skirt at one point, just to give you a sense of the challenges of this project. Yeah, it is a great dress. It's been on the mannequin since I finished making it. I haven't worn it yet. I will wear it. It's a little bit more formal, a little bit more smart than is generally worn to the office I work in. So I haven't braved wearing it to work. I mean, I could, but I would be a bit overdressed. But it's doable. So it may be getting saved for a family dinner or a date night or something. But yeah, it is nice, it's comfortable, it's got a cotton voile lining, and this main fabric is a Minerva exclusive viscose challis. It's got elephants on it, Elephant Cove I think it's called. So yeah, so I really like it, really pleased with it. It was a challenge, I'm glad I did it, even if I don't get a great deal of wear out of it because it just feels a bit too smart for where I work at the moment. But yeah, happy with that. The other thing that I've made, I will get a lot of wear, I already have had a lot of wear out of, and I will wear it to work during the summer school in August, and it can get warm, so I would wear this with a vest top like this and maybe this light cardigan over top, or I've got an oversized long shirt that I wear over the top, which is also ready to wear. But I bought specifically for layering in the summer last year because we had super hot days, and I was like, I don't have anything to wear on super hot days to work. So I did a panic purchase from Simply Be, who specialised, they're a UK company if you're not familiar with Simply Be. So catalogue company, and they specialise in plus size clothes. I hate that term, plus size. We don't say that smaller people are minus sizes, so why are larger people plus sizes? I'd rather have a different term, or just, oh look, this is the size. But yeah, these are the châtain shorts. I've also done a video on these, so you get a better view of them there. I'll pop obviously pictures on screen of me wearing these things. I've already had a lot of wear out of them. I've got them in my craft room at the moment so I can take them in at the centre back a bit. I didn't quite get my pattern adjustments right. So there are a few tweaks to make to that pattern, and yes, I'm going to take those in. And that'll be great for the summer. These are in a linen. This is also Minerva fabric. This is one of their core ranges, so they have it all the time. Want to say it's stone washed, mill washed, not stone washed, mill washed linen in this lovely sort of silvery grey colour. So yes, I'm going to put them to one side, ready to be taken in. I probably should put my mending basket into the craft room as well. Get on with those, but yeah. So that's my finished objects. Thing with this time of year is exam season, so working in education I get busy. I effectively do 2 jobs at this time of the year, so not so many finished objects, but that doesn't mean I haven't been doing anything. I mean, these 2 projects both took extra time. I twirled that one, and the actual process of making the dress was much more complicated than I anticipated, so it took longer than I anticipated. And the shorts, although I've made them before, I've changed size since I made them, so I did have to twirl them a couple of times, and as I say, they're still not quite right. So there's still a few more tweaks to make to that pattern. So they've been long projects rather than lots of smaller projects. It doesn't bother me when I have months that I produce loads and months where I produce very little. There's always something else going on in life, and it can interfere with your crafting time, which is, you know, you just have to deal with it sometimes. Yeah, so those are my finished objects. Moving on to works in progress. So I'll do works in progress, and I've got a big planning section to show you at the end. So first up, I am working on the March top. I want to say True Bias, but I'll check and I'll put it on the screen and show you a picture of the line drawing or the pattern cover or something. Now I am hand sewing this project. I'm using the leftover Rami, so Minerva fabric again, leftover Rami from my Birdie button-up shirt to make it, and I'm hand sewing the entire garment. This is one of my make 9 things, is to hand sew a garment. So I'll show you the back panel first. So the March top has panels on top of the front and back, and they do actually suggest in the pattern that they make good surfaces for embroidery, so you interface these panels. So I'm hand embroidering this pattern on there. There will be a video, like a vlog video, coming up when I finish this top, talking a little bit more about how I'm going about doing this. But I did the back first, and I've stopped a little bit away from the shoulders because this purple black work is going to go all the way around the neck, and I want to make sure it lines up properly on the shoulders, so I want to wait until I've seamed that to finish it off. But there's the back, so that was my first run at it. For the flowers and the leaves on the back, I've used all 6 strands of DMC floss, but actually on some of the bits, like the leaves in particular, it's a bit too chunky. So when I've come to the front, and no, I'm not going to be unpicking that embroidery on the back and redoing it. Yeah, that's why I did the back first. So on the front, I've actually used 3 strands for the leaves to give a bit more dimension. So I'm working on the right front at the moment. The left front will be the same. The slight pink haze that you can see is the transfer to show me where to do my stitching. It's not incredibly clear because of the texture on the Rami, so it only takes it so far. But I sit with the transfer next to me that I've created so that I can see where things are. So yeah, so that's coming along. It's a bit of a slow project, hand embroidery, and then it's going to be hand stitched as an entire garment. But it is a make 9, so I'm glad that I've got that on the go. It's always going to be a slower project when you're hand stitching. So that's first work in progress. So obviously I do have other projects, other fibercraft projects on the go, but I haven't really touched them at all this month. I did a tiny bit of support spindle spinning, but you wouldn't notice the difference, so I'm not going to bring that up to show you today. What I have done is I've picked up a project that, well, a couple of projects that we bought years ago, before we moved into the house we're in now. We moved in a good while before the first lockdown, so years ago. I had a little dabble in diamond painting. Now the first project that I did was a little square picture of a cat. It was super colourful, white background, very small, didn't take too long to do, quite relaxing, quite therapeutic. And then thought, well, I'll have a go at a slightly larger project. So I bought a larger project, which I'll show you in a second, made a start on it. Then we moved house and it didn't get touched for a while. My other half also has had a go at diamond painting. He had one with camper vans at the beach, which we gifted to my dad and stepmom. It's up in their bathroom because it's got that sort of a theme in there. And we picked up a second kit for him to have a go, but he's not really in the mood at the moment. So the first one I'm going to show you is the kit that we'd initially picked up for my partner to do, but he said I can do it, so yay. This is diamond painting. So see, I've got plastic covering this side and across the bottom, so a bit of a flap there. And you stick little plastic gems onto a grid. It's very much like a cross-stitch pattern. Quite often gets lumped in on some of these sell everything websites with the embroidery and the cross-stitch. It's not embroidery or cross-stitch. They do use, the companies that make the diamond painting kits do use DMC colour codes, but it's not cross-stitch. Although if you do cross-stitch, this will be in your comfort zone. It's essentially mosaic by numbers. So this one is a lovely sunset, and in the past couple of days I've worked my way down there a few hours at a time. There are some huge kits that you can get, some really nice quality kits. The kits that we have are not the good quality kits. They're the cheap ones that you get to see if you enjoy the process. So yeah, the quality's not the best. The stones aren't all as even as they could be, that kind of a thing. And they are quite small. You can get huge diamond painting kits. But this one's working out quite nicely. I like the colours, you can get a sense of what it is. So that's quite enjoyable. It won't take me that long to finish it. A few more weeks maybe. Because I'm also doing, at the same time, the one that I picked up for myself. Which is currently on a clipboard. You can do these at a table. But I've been, because I've got a standard light with a gooseneck reading lamp on it next to the armchair. I've been sitting in the armchair and using the gooseneck to light up what I'm doing when it starts to get dark. And I don't really have lighting like that over the dining room table. I said dining room table. The dining table that's in the corner of my living room, I don't have a directional light like that there. So the lighting is better in the armchair. So I have been using a clipboard and holding that up in front of me, resting it on my knees with my feet up on the footstool. And that's working fine. Obviously I'm only doing an hour or two at a time. I'm taking breaks. I'm not doing sort of full days on it because that would just wreck your back and your neck. But this kit is where the quality is showing. It's mostly, the issue I have with it is mostly the size, to be fair. I mean, yeah, the stones aren't all even, but it's mostly the size. Because effectively you're working with pixels, the bigger the image, the greater the detail you can get. The drills, as they call them, the diamonds that you stick on, they call them drills. They come either round or square, and they're a set size. They don't change, no matter what size your canvas is. The canvas itself is coated with usually poured glue, so you just stick them on. But the larger you get, the more detail you're going to get. So for the image that we chose for this kit, the scale is really too small and it's pixelating a bit more than we'd like. It's still cute. So this is the diamond painting. It's actually showing up quite nicely from where I can see it on the screen, because obviously my screen's tiny. So hopefully the pixels are blurring together fine and it's showing you the kitten looking at a reflection of a tiger in a puddle. The image is really, really cute, but I do wish I'd gone for a bigger kit so I could get more of that detail in. I mean, I'm short-sighted, so when I put it on the other side of the room and take off my glasses, it's fine. But when you're up close to it, it's a bit too pixelated for what I'm going for. So yeah, so that's my diamond painting. As I say, we are using the cheap kits at the moment where goodness only knows where they've got the images from. I'm hoping that they're Creative Commons, but when we bought them, there wasn't a great deal of choice as to where to get them from. Yeah, so the next kits that I get, I will be making sure that the images are licensed. There are a few companies now that explicitly demonstrate the licensing that they use with the artists, which is great. I've heard good things about Diamond Art Club in the US. They have a release coming out this weekend of like 40 designs or something, so I'll be looking at that. I haven't found a UK based company yet that I can guarantee licenses their artwork properly and pays the artist properly, but I'm on the lookout. I don't think I'll be doing loads and loads of them because there's only so many you can fit into a house, but they are quite satisfying to do when you want to create something, produce something that's pretty, but you don't want to have to think about anything too much. So yeah, so they're good for that. So yeah, mosaic by numbers. And I am enjoying it. When I do get a more expensive, larger kit, I'll show you what comes with it and how it works and everything. There's not much point doing it with the cheaper ones because they're not the ones I'd be recommending that you buy to try. Okay, so that's my works in progress. Let's have a little bit of a think about my upcoming plans, the things I'm planning to make over the next few weeks. Okay, so I have oodles of plans, mostly sewing, over the next few weeks. The most exciting to my mind of them going to leave to the end, so do keep watching. So first up, we have ready cut out, ready to sew in this fabulous John Loudon linen look print. It's a cotton with a bit of stretch to it, but it's printed to look as if it's linen in this lovely sort of tealy petrol-y colour. This is going to be a second pair of Mitchell trousers. I made the Mitchell trousers a few months ago, end of last year, beginning of this year, in a corduroy, a rust-coloured corduroy from Minerva. This fabric is from Pound Fabrics. And I did wear them a fair bit, but it's getting too warm for corduroy trousers now. Those ones I made the wide leg version. These ones I'm going to be making the tapered leg version. So more of a summer weight trouser, more of a summer outline trouser for me. For some reason, I prefer the kind of cropped tapered leg trousers in the summer and the wider ones in the winter and the autumn. Not that I don't wear closer fitting trousers in the autumn and winter, but if I'm going to make wider leg trousers, they're going to be for the autumn. Don't know what that is. Maybe I'm thinking about tights underneath. Who knows? But yeah, so this will be coming up very soon. I'm hoping to get that sewn up in the next few days. It's half term this week, so I've not been at work. I'm back in on Monday, and it'd be nice to have a new pair of trousers, because one of the pairs of trousers I've been wearing to work is currently in my mending pile. So yeah. The next project I was going to get sewn up this week whilst I was on half term. Because I had this fabric. This is a Minerva fabric. This is some of their sweatshirting in, it's a lovely ochre marl colour. And I bought this with the intention of making a pair of joggers and a sweatshirt, so effectively a tracksuit. I know it's heading into summer here, so I'm not going to get a huge amount of wear over the next couple of months out of them. But I am limited on slobbing around the house clothes. So a pair of joggers that fit would be good, would be handy. Not every day in British summer is going to be super hot. Most of them are going to be kind of mild. Some of them would be quite chilly. So having the joggers for when I'm at home will be fine. So you're going to do the Fieldfare trousers, the Fieldfare joggers, and a Sheridan sweatshirt. But I hadn't read the pattern properly on the Fieldfare. This is a bit of a trend with me. I quite often plan to make something and then come to cut it out and go, oh, I actually need. The stretch requirement for the Fieldfare joggers, for the legs, this fabric is fine for. For the waistband and the cuffs, it needed greater stretch. So I ordered from Minerva this ribbing. I did think about getting a dark brown, but the ochre kind of spoke to me. This mustardy ochre colour just spoke to me. This hasn't been washed yet, so I'm going to need to wash this when I do my laundry later on. It's only a metre, so I'll just shove it in with the rest of the laundry, and then I can cut those out. I don't like to cut out parts of a pattern and get part way through and not have enough fabric to finish cutting it out, because I worry that I might forget to cut something out or lose something. So I'll cut them all out together and then sew them up. It'll be an overlocker project, so it's not going to take long to do at all. So let's put those to one side. The next fabric I have to show you I've had in my stash for years. This is another one that was bought at the old house, so years and years and years ago. I was planning on making some culottes out of it, but I'm actually not going to do that now. It does need a press. It has just recently been washed, because I couldn't remember if it had been washed already. But this kind of suiting fabric, this was from Sherwood's. It's got like a check in it, so very much like a suiting. It is a bit crinkly at the moment because, like I say, it needs a press. But this is going to be a second pair of châtain shorts once I've adjusted the pattern. So I need to scoop out the crotch a bit more and adjust the waistband, and then I can make that up in there. So yes, it's a colour scheme for my shorts, but the fabric is very different. This will be a slightly smarter pair, whereas the linen pair is a bit more of a relaxed vibe. So more sort of city shorts vibe with this one. Because of the checks, I'm not going to do the scalloped edge for this pair. If I make another pair over the summer, I might do the scalloped edge depending on the fabric. But yeah, so that's shorts number 2 for the summer. And this fabric also needs a press because it's just been washed. This is a Minerva exclusive viscose linen, which is their most recent line of fabric, I believe. And this fabric just says 70s to me. It's glorious. And being linen and viscose, it's going to have a good amount of drape from the viscose, but it's going to have the structure and the breathability of a linen. So this I'm looking forward to wearing during the summer. This is going to be a Shelby. Again, I want to say true bias. I have true bias in my head for everything at the moment. I thought long and hard about which version of the Shelby I was going to make. Now, Shelby as a dress makes me think 90s. It reminds me very much of the sorts of dresses I wore in the 90s. And I did think about doing it as a dress. I've got enough to do the mid-thigh length. I considered doing it as a dress so that I could then also wear it as a shirt, open over shorts, open over jeans, that kind of thing, a bit of versatility. But what I'm actually going to do is make the romper version, the mid-thigh romper. Because I think that fabric makes such a statement. Wearing it on its own is going to be great. It's going to be nice and cool for a romper. And when I walk into work, I won't have to worry about the skirt blowing up. Because if I make it as a dress version, most of the time I'm going to be wearing it as a dress version. In that mid-thigh length, particularly where I live, because we can get quite a bit windy, that skirt is going to blow up. So doing it as the romper version, I get the silhouette of the dress, but I get the practicality of wearing shorts. Yes, okay, that means I am going to need to undress to go to the toilet, but you know what, that never bothers me. I could always wear a vest underneath it if I am concerned, but toilets have doors on, and I don't live in the US with gaps around the doors to the toilets. So I'm secluded, I'm out of sight when I'm in there. So that's fine. Doesn't bother me at all. So those are the big sewing projects I've got lined up for the next few weeks. But I also have another Make 9 in mind to do over the next few weeks. One of my Make 9s was to make a bra. So I have hunted and hunted for bra patterns. I've picked out this pattern. I've got the pattern pieces in these bags as well, so I'm going to leave them in the bags. I know it's going to have a bit of glare, but so this is the Lanai bra pattern by Lilypad. This is a wireless bra pattern, and I also have the Boylston bra by Orange Lingerie, which is a wired pattern. So I'm going to be attempting to make both of these. I'm going to do this one first because I need to work out what size wires I need to order for this one. So, the Lanai being wireless, I don't need to order more stuff for it. I bought some kits of bra making stuff, which I'll show you in a second, from Meg's Designs on Etsy, so the UK seller, which will be fine for this. Two kits will be fine for this because they've got the 3 hook and eyes on the closure. The other 2 will be for this bra because they've got the 2 hooks and eyes on the closure, and that's what the pattern's called for. So this one has various options. I am going to be doing this option for the cups, but with like elastic straps. You take so many measurements for these, it's quite the geometry test. So I've done all the measurements. I've cut out 2 tester cups I need to sew up to try them out. Turns out my cup sizes are wildly different. So I have to do 2 different cup sizes for this bra. One of the nice features of this bra actually is it's got so many variations. You've got 3 main variations here. So you've got the cup here with the split here, which apparently helps with creating a curvy shape. You've got the shape here, which has got 2 pieces at the bottom. That apparently helps with lift, so that's what I'm going with. Then this one, the band crosses over so it stretches more, which is appealing. I'm probably not going to make that version for my first version because the kits that I've got are non-stretch lace, but that's certainly worth considering for a different day. And it's also got, as well as being able to do the elastic straps, it's got a fabric strap and a lace strap option as well. So tons of variation. You take like 3 measurements of each boob to work out your size. And as I say, mine are completely different sizes, so I will probably have to do some pattern adjusting. I don't know whether I need to smush 2 cradles together or whether I need to change the bit that it sits in, the scoopy bit underneath the cup, on like the larger one maybe, or add something to it to get the small. I don't know. I've never made a bra before, so I'm going to be twirling. First step is to twirl the cups and see if I've actually got the sizes right of that. The Boylston bra, on the other hand, it is just the one view, but there is a company in Canada that sells fitting kits for underwires where they list one set as being suitable for this bra. So that's a bonus. That's Emerald Erin, so I will be placing an order with them once I've worked out what range I need to buy, because they sell the fitting kits is basically 3 wires in different sizes. I think 3 pairs of wires in different sizes, so that you can work out which one is right for you. And once you know what your size is, you know what your size is. So again, I'm going to be making a tester cup. I'm just doing the 1 cup for that one. I know I will probably have to do some adjustments again because left boob is a couple of cup sizes smaller than right boob. Why can't humans be symmetrical? So once I work out what range of sizes I need for the wires, I will be ordering those from Canada. So in the meantime, the exciting bit is the fabrics that have come for those bra patterns. So these are all from Mag's Designs. I ordered the first 2 that I'm going to show you first. They're the 2 with the 2 hooks and eyes in the closures. I actually ordered them before I downloaded and printed out the patterns, so I hadn't quite twigged that I needed the 3 hooks and eyes for the Lene bra. For the Lene bra. Oh well, just might have to buy some more. So she sells these kits that come with everything that you need. I'm going to leave it in the wrapper so everything stays together. The first 2 are in silicone. The first 2 are in cellophane bags. The second 2 are not. So the first one is this embroidered tulle with all these spring flowers on it, and you get in with it all your elastics and your closures and all your metal bits. You also get some power mesh, and a non-stretch lining as well in the kit. So that will make 1 bra. This will be a Boylston bra. And this one will also be a Boylston bra. Again, you've got all the same sorts of supplies in there, but a different lace. So this one's very autumny. So the last one's kind of springy, this one's kind of autumny. But again, you've got all your gubbins in there, a bit of power net, and a bit of non-stretch lining. So that will also be a Boylston bra. Right. The others just arrived today, so they're going to be a little bit trickier to show you. There are 2 kits, but she hasn't put them in their own little bags this time. So got all the gubbins. This is black gubbins with the purple closure and bow from the other kit. So one kit's got black and the other kit's got purple. So you get your casing. This is what your underwire would go in, or would go around the bottom of the cups in an unwired bra. And then you get a selection of elastics. So some of these go under the arms, some of them go around the base of the bra. So you've got this picot edged elastic, the wide and the narrow. And then we've also got this strap elastic. This one's got, oh, hold it right up, these embossed flowers on it, which is rather pretty. So that would be thicker shoulder straps. So first up, this is the Dream Lace kit. I'm just going to show you the pretty laces. So this is the Dream Lace kit. I can't remember the names of the other 2 that I've already shown you, but you get the idea of what they are. So this is a lovely sort of bluey turquoisey colour with these purples on. So very pretty. And then I've also got, so that goes with the lilac fixtures. I've also got this black and white lace, which will go with the black straps and closures. So yeah, bra making is in my imminent future. So the next few days I'm hoping to twirl my cups and adjust the patterns, and then this one and this one will become Lene bras. The other two will become Boston bras. But yeah, very pretty. Very, very chuffed with those. So that's all I've been up to in May. Lots of planning, lots of prepping. Quite a bit of time spent sticking gems on things because I needed to not think too hard. And quite a bit of sewing. I do have broad goals for Tour de Fleece, which is coming up in July, but more on that next month. I do have plans for a weaving project I've been talking about for a little while. The yarn that I was waiting for has arrived now, so I can make a start on that. So keep an eye out for some weaving videos coming up. And yeah, I need to get back into the knitting and the crochet. My elbow's still not right, but I think I'm just going to have to live with it, quite frankly. It's reached that point where it's been achy for so long, it's not going to get better. It's not in a hurry. Anyway, one day I'll wake up and it'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, it's going to do it in its own time. So yeah, that's all I have for you this week. If you've enjoyed spending time in my company, you might also like this video here. But otherwise, I will see you next week. In the meantime, happy crafting and bye-bye for now.